I think Eric is getting his stuff set up so he can show you cool and interesting things from the synth layers.
Where should we start? What do you want to do here? What are we looking at?
I mean, I think it might be worth mentioning. I don't know if we talked about that as the working title. We maybe talked a little bit about our working titles before. I don't know if y'all do music and have the stupidest working titles, right? But it's literally just The Martian, but fart instead. The Fartian.
Yeah. I think they got that one.
Nah, man, it's better if you explain the joke.
Yeah. There's layers. It's a very nuanced.
Relatively tame, knowing some of the demo titles I've heard in this group.
Yeah.
Dear.
Yeah. We hear it. I mean, it's all in there.
Okay. Yeah.
I think the only thing that we did was there's some stuff that we like doubled by taking the MIDI that you did and put it through the Nord mostly.
Mm.
Oh, you got demo vocals in there.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
I'll mute it.
Got them scratch vox.
That's pretty thick tones on the keys up here with the main riff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically just this synth-based thing, and then it comes in with some more drone layers and stuff.
What did you use for those drone layers?
What I think it is, and I'm just gonna guess based on what I see printed here, is a few layers of me just tracking this DM12. There's lots of slow, like Blade Runner-y patches I've been working on this, and then it actually does have a crystallizer and a Valhalla reverb.
So how much do you think that of the tones you're getting from like the effects plugins and the modulation you're doing with that stuff compared to on the boards themselves, or like VST plugins or whatever?
Yeah, I like to make the big sweeping, the big strokes with the synth. All the most of the filter sweeps and stuff I'll do live. A lot of times just recording the part and then playing the part back through MIDI and moving things around just to get the sort of shapes right. And then a lot of times after the fact, I'm realizing that with rhythmic stuff and like I was talking about earlier with the fades and stuff like that, it's really useful to be able to dial in your reverbs in the box. So like most of the actual modulation and everything is happening with the synth, and then I just use reverbs and stuff to sort of clean it up to finalize it. And luckily these days, like that's kind of an advantage of the DeepMind, is that you can modulate and route a lot of the effects with the LFOs and oscillators and stuff. So I try to avoid using the in the box stuff when I can. I don't really. When you bring it up, it makes me realize I don't really have anything that interesting With the VST stuff. I've stuck with some of the same shit for a long time, just because I use it in that phase of it, and having some synths with decent modulation options already kind of, makes it a little easier.
Are you programming Midi and sending it out at all?
Yeah, it's a circular process. Sometimes I'll like record a scratch track, save the Midi of that. A lot of times do that a number of times, 10, 20 times, and then sort of cut together most of what's right and what's wrong, maybe fix a few notes, and then run back that Midi information through the synth again while I, work with the filters and work with the envelopes and whatever else, just to sort of give it an extra layer of performance. And most of the time that stuff is super textural anyway, so the more sort of shape I can give to it, the better. But like what I end up doing sometimes, like in this case, I don't even think I have the Midi track saved for this drone. I think I just ran a pass with it and just worked with it until I got it sounding cool. Sometimes it works out where I don't need the Midi, but it is really helpful.
Yeah, because I like sending writing stuff out in Midi and then sending it out and just messing with filters and all that stuff while it's playing live.
Yeah, since I'm not really a keyboardist, that's what I do a lot of the time too. Maybe play a really elementary idea and then fix the MIDI up and then pipe it back through synths and just kind of mess with it from there.
Yeah. It's kind of how I like to approach basically all that type of stuff. Like I got the radial reamp that goes to guitar pedals, and then I mess with them after I've already recorded everything, so I can give that human touch to something that's already been recorded exactly how it needs to be. So seems natural to do it with synths too.
I see Stemage in the chat. This is the Metroid Metal dude. Thanks, dude.
What's going on, man?
I'll still love Metroid the Metal. I still listen to that.
Wasn't some of that music in some of like our old like remember we used to have those playthrough things like ever ago, and I think there used to be a Metroid one night, right? Was that set to Metroid Metal, or am I misremembering that?
Oh, I don't know. Dan says he's not in Metroid Metal. I could have sworn he was.
See, memory is not perfect, man.
Yeah, I know. I've listened to Stemage though.
That's a different timeline.
Yeah.
Alternate dimension. Oh man.
What were you saying?
Nothing, dude.
No worries. I will say that this is in direct conflict with what I just said. I'm actually using the LFO tool, which is just like, I don't know what your opinion is on it, or any producer-minded people are on it, but I mean, it's like it comes for free with Serum. It's kind of like a very ham-fisted but pretty in-depth dance music, LFO kind of thing. but I have used that once in a while when I needed to. So that's kind of what I had going on here.
How many tracks do you think are going on just at one time right now?
Right now, only a couple. Only a couple. We got this electric piano, and then a little drone beneath it, kind of thing. Yeah. So like.
Lie back up against the wall.
Can you taste the desperation?
Taste it. I'm not the one tasting.
Yeah, he's
I'm
not
asking. I'm asking if you're getting the taste.
He's asking the question.
I'm not even sure if that part lasted. Yeah, this is another. It's another DeepMind 12 track that I recorded MIDI for, and then sort of recorded myself screwing with the filters to get all those sort of weird filter sweeps and shit.
Is that still kind of your main synth, the DeepMind?
I've been using it a lot, and more the longer I've had it. I will say I still probably use Repro and Diva almost as much, and I got this sequential take 5 that I've been working with a lot, and I used it on I guess just one tour now, but I haven't sort of fully dug into it in the context of a record. I've been using it a little bit on the new Contortionist stuff, but I kind of want to use it more. Yeah, maybe the DeepMind is my main synth. Ah, God. The thing is, I love it, but it's also like there's certain times where I know I won't turn to it first. You know, certain times where I'm like, I don't even want to bother trying to get this out of this. I'm just gonna go straight for this. So.
The initial idea for the DeepMind, isn't it supposed to be like a cheaper alternative to like a Juno?
Yeah, it's basically a rebuilding of the Juno circuitry, which is, basically publicly available with cheaper parts, and then a effects engine on top of it that sort of works together in an interesting way. I mean, I thought the quality of the sound was good when I first got it, but I didn't understand how cool it was to be able to route all those onboard effects that way.
Yeah, it's pretty dense.
Yeah, it's really a lot to do with it, and I've said this to everyone that's asked me about it, that like I recorded with it, I got some good results with it, but then I learned so much more about it just by seeing what other people do with it, and it opened up a whole new world. So the more I work with it, the better it gets, really.
Yeah, and once you got a good workflow with something. Oh wow. Once you've got a good workflow with something, you kind of like can get a lot out of it. So it makes sense to go that route. A lot of people asking about like how does he get all the layers? Daunt Max asks, how does he get all the layers to sound clean and not clash with each other? Did you do much processing, EQ and stuff before you sent stuff over to us?
Not a lot, but some things I just know in the context of a metal band are not gonna work, and some of that I can address while I'm working on the sound before I do like a final take. But some of it too, I'll just let it fly, and then later I'll have to do a high pass or something like that because it's messing with the bass or whatever's going on.
Yeah.
I will say that in my experience over the years of doing tracks and then sending them, into a producer or a mixing engineer, the more I'm able to do mixing and arranging on my end, the better. Even working with like guys I'm very familiar with and who are very familiar with the way I like to do things or what I might have intended with a stack of stems, or in it, in the context of a certain part. Guys like John, even he'll be like, dude, do this first, and it'll like save me this amount of work. So I feel like the more I learn to, just sort of get ahead on that, the better the mixes end up being.
Yeah. And before I sent this stuff to Jamie, I basically like mixed the keys and grouped them as like pads, like kind of bass synths that are those kind of growly ones that are doubling the riffs, and like lead synths. So he had like 3 stems to work with instead of like 50 or whatever,
I usually try to submix for him. What did I send you guys? Did I send you
Yeah, you just gave me everything.
Damn, man. I'm a bastard.
That was cool though.
But like usually I'll try and submix to a certain extent. And then if there are any issues, it's easy to go back and then just like bounce them all out separately. But that never has happened really.
Yeah.
Maybe there's an exception or two, but yeah,
no, even on
submixing,
yeah,
like it absolutely changed, because at the same time, it's like I try to think of it as like taking anything I can off of like Jamie's plate, in that situation, because
Yeah, your synths came over kind of while we were still tracking other stuff though, so maybe you did it more with the mindset of writing too, throwing a bunch of stuff and then we decide what we kept in and moved around. That might have been a little more of the thought process for this one.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to leave you guys as many options as
that's true too. Yeah.
I
And
remember
I think we used pretty much everything though. Like it's just a matter of how, loud and proud it is.
Yeah.
And I think even on level 2, Jamie just asked me to mix all the keys, so he just had like a stem. He gave us like a mix of it without the keys, and he was like somehow trusted that we could do that. Really didn't want to do it himself.
Yeah, there's a lot of controversy around the keys for level 2 though.
You mean within the band?
yeah. So that's probably why Jamie didn't want to touch it. We were trying to.
Yeah, I don't blame him either, because it really is such a subjective sort of area in a way. It's like easy. I think it's easier to tell somebody, in a studio situation where you're with a bunch of dudes that you're working on a record with. It's easier to tell somebody that guitar tone sucks, that snare, that kick sucks. Whereas like keyboard stuff, a lot of times is kind of you're in the fog of war. Sometimes it's like, oh, that's awesome immediately. And then sometimes you're like, oh, that could be cool. And then you have to hear it in the context of the rest of the mix, or you have to hear finish this or that. So I think that subjectivity is like, I mean, in Jamie's shoes, I totally would just hand the band all the stems and be like, all right, show me what you think you want this to be. And then I can try and match that, because there's so many layers with most of the stuff. I mean, at least most of the stuff I'm sending you, that you could see that being arranged 30 different ways.
Yeah, it could either be help strengthen a metal song or turn into like a techno remix real quick.
Right.
Yeah.
And hell, I can't make that decision. I'm just trying to throw shit at the wall. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, well, but I think in the context of the final mix for this track that I heard online the other day, I guess I listened to it when it was finished too, but everything comes through really well.
Yeah.
Like you hear,
Yeah. I think the only stuff that I mean, I did do some like EQ and stuff when I was doing the sub mixes for Jamie, and I think he probably just did some real light EQ. He's actually really, uh, Jamie doesn't do a lot of processing in general in his mixing. When he sent me the session, it's just like Pro Tools stock EQ, and he does like a lot of limiting on things, and that's about it. And then just levels, you know. So and like on the drums, he's got like reverbs and stuff, but nothing crazy.
Yeah. You tracked all the drums in your spot, right?
Yep.
Yeah, everything was tracked at your spot other than keys and
Some
screams.
vocals.
Yeah, some minor stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see what comes
That
up.
was interesting how we did some of the vocals because we were remote, kind of watching you record some of it, which is interesting.
Yeah. Well, and some of it too is a matter I'd be in Maine, and it was basically like two different phases. When I was in Maine and we wrote it and tracked everything, and then when I came back and we just busted it all out as much as we could at least. But yeah, I think just screams for this song and the last part for the Now I Understand, I think was
Oh
tracked.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yep, in my space. Play some of them keys, dude.
This where we were? Oh yeah, the weird. I want to
Yeah.
show this one. Oh God. It's the Jordan Rudess solo. I think I programmed like 20% of that in, and then just it was like scratching the rest.
Nice.
Let's see. Another rhythmic part. That weird noise part.
The wing.
Well, that is actually in the track here.
Is that Diva? Or is that Serum?
No, that is yeah, no, that's my old ass Mofo X4 I've been touring with forever.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I've been using that in combination with this this Acid Box 3 filter, which is an external filter that is just a filter, and I have to send it like I have to send it CV for tempo instead of MIDI. It's pretty crude, but it just sounds better. Like when the filter thing cuts, it's like sharper and harsher, and it just has a real mean quality to it, you know. So I've been screwing around with that guy a little bit. That's kind of where this old synth gets the most play these days. Is just running it through a new filter.
I really like the bass synth you used on a lot of it. I think it was a Repro one.
Oh yeah, the main sort of heavy bass thing.
Yeah.
I was just looking at this preset. It's called Duck Face.
I can see it sounds like Duck Hunt when the duck gets hit. Yeah.
This one.
You definitely add the light of the whole bass and the guitar. It really gives it a
It's
lot of
definitely a thing that's like more on the level 4 stuff. The new material has that going on way more than our previous stuff did. Having like synths, like a gnarly sounding synth, just double the heavy riffs. At least with like single note stuff, it like works great. I think I used to be more scared of that than back in the day.
I think it gets weird when you start to experiment with stereo effects with it, you know, because you start to second guess your ears with like guitar phasing and bass issues and shit. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm always down to slap on the bass.
Yeah, baby.
All right, so there's a lot going on there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I think that part was a challenge to get that to like, because there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
And I think that the part that's kind of the stringy one is the one that got emphasized in the mix because it was the one that was not kind of doubling something else, basically. So the other stuff got brought back quite a bit because it was like doubling the guitar leads and doubling the guitar riffs.
Yeah, I couldn't tell for a moment if the trim stuff was on my end or the guitar end. Like the 16th note tremolo kind of feel.
I think that's you.
Yeah, it is. It is. This one. Yeah. Yeah, I think that goes on for like another 2 minutes. And me just being being stupid with the oscillators. That's all.
You
That's,
know,
go ahead.
for the strings patch, what keyboard do you use for that?
I think there's a couple. This one is the this is Diva, but it's a very simple patch, right? Oh no, it's Repro, which is the same company as Diva, so I was close. But what I was going to mention about this sound is that I got a preset pack from this guy, and I started building new sounds off of what he was showing me within the synth, and that was the guy that broke open the DeepMind 12 for me, and then he put out a pack for Repro, which also showed me a lot of shit. So I've learned a lot from like the GeoSynth guy. I've sent you all his stuff, man.
He's sick. Yeah,
it'll change a whole piece of gear for you. You know, that's incredible. I'm pretty sure the main pad here. I'm pretty sure that's the take 5. I didn't record MIDI for it, so that tells me that I just dove right in and raw dogged it. Can I say that?
No. Demonetized.
Yeah, that's the take 5. And then this chordy one that you probably muted that because it's a little too busy. Probably sound better without that stupid.
I think I might have put it through a different synth.
Yeah.
Sounds really fun. At the end of the song, how many tracks are going on there?
See, there's only 1, 2. Well, one of these is a bounce, and there's probably a few things going on. Yeah.
Sometimes it sounds like more layers than I think it is.
No, there's a good 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers going on there.
Yeah, that's significant.
Yeah. Some more than others, depending on how it's kind of fading out there. It's a long fade out. I don't remember off the top of my head how far how you guys structured that fade out or whatever.
It was pretty far. I think I
There's
added
like a
little
rhythmic
thing.
There's like a rhythmic thing that kind of like
transitions into
to
the next song.
Those, Conforming to one mind.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Sick. Forgot about that.
next song.
Let me see. Let me see if I can get any of my sessions to work.
Nah,
I think that's the problem.
No, it's chill.
If there is a stack of stems that I sent you, I could probably make that work.
It's all good. We could see if there's some questions in the chat.
Sure.
Yeah.
And for the people on YouTube, this is like we're just kind of experimenting. We kind of did this last minute to do a YouTube stream. This is something that we usually do for the Patreon people, but we're experimenting with stuff and
Young and experimenting. You know how it is.
Jeez.
It's a lot of
Being
pressure.
young is the lie.
It's relatively speaking, right? It's all relative.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh shit, we got somebody hanging out with us from Turkey. What's up, Lil Kim? Damn, Lil Kim's in the chat. Fuck yeah. Big,
Wow.
big fan, dude.
Oh, we got Sam on the YouTube chat. Sam from Aviations. He's had to hear the opening scream section for this song too much this week. He's the one who had to edit the video together for Isotope that I just did,
Oh, right on.
demonstrating their new trash plugin.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. He's in a
That
very
thing
sick
seems like it's gonna
band.
be cool. Like I messed with it a little bit the other day, the new Isotope trash, but
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I know there's a few people who are a little bummed out about it because it's not as deep as Trash 2, but I think it's way more user-friendly, way more practical for how I'm using it, which is to, try to add some production value. And it's like, I don't need a delay in it. You know what I mean? I can just pull up a different delay if I need that.
yeah, I never got that deep into the other trash, so like I used it for like I had a cool preset that I made that was like really great for if you wanted to make something sound like it was a lo-fi kind of radio,
Yeah.
like a broken speaker kind of thing if you
Yeah,
wanted
it's great
that.
for like Nine Inch Nails type stuff.
Yeah, and stuff like that. Yeah. Somebody asked if it's like an album. Therefore, AM asked if there's an album, or if we're doing a one track a month. It's kind of both. It is an album, but we're trying to shoot for a track a month. But there'll probably be some gaps. We got a couple more. One we just tracked guitars for the other day.
Yeah. Darlington asks, how many of us still reside in Maine? That is 3 of the 4.
Yeah.
Portland.
I guess 3 of the 5 in this particular chat channel.
Well,
But
that's true.
Eric
Yeah,
has never lived in Maine that I'm aware of, so it's
No.
too fucking cold for this guy.
Oh, you got your mute button on.
Oh, he got put in timeout. No.
Ask Daddy for permission to come back.
That was my bad, I think. I was just muting while I was checking stuff out.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'm in Georgia. Never lived in Maine. Don't plan on it. It's a nice place. Some nice people there, too.
A few of them.
Yeah, they're all right.
I try to keep my pool limited. You guys are the only people I know in Maine.
There's not many more people up there.
Yeah.
When you're
My kid.
0.5% of the population.
Yeah.
No, we got a lot of Maine friends in the chat too, I think. I saw Seth in there. Saw who else was in there? It's a couple homies. But sending love from Australia. Fuck yeah, dude. What's up? What time is it there? It must be like the middle. Is it like the middle of the workday? Shouldn't you be working?
Good question.
Fuck.
Is it yesterday there?
It's tomorrow.
Or tomorrow? Tomorrow there.
Yeah, dude. They're living in the future. I think something like, I don't know, man. Time zones are hard.
Dude, tell me what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, can you tip off the stock market, dude, from the future? Anyway, probably not. How about that Boeing stock? Get on the Boeing stock. But
Got one thing I want to try to see if I can salvage one of my sessions here.
Okay.
Sorry, y'all. I had a hard drive die a couple months ago, and I actually did not know that some of my other files were corrupted. So I actually had 2 copies of this, but the backup is corrupted.
Wow.
But
Also, it's 11:50 a.m. in Australia. He works afternoon and nights, so get off his back, Chris.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Respect, man. I used to do second and third shifts. Yes.
So we got a tab for and notation for this song done too. Should we just post that up?
For Archons?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, go for it.
Right, that was me.
There it is.
That's obviously not right. Let's see what's going on here.
Careful, that's unreleased material.
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
I don't know which song is which. They're all
hit you with the
titles.
copyright strike.
Please.
Yeah,
All right.
You'll be hearing from our legal team, dude.
So that's B minor 1, and I don't have B minor 2.
That's only available to patrons right now.
Yeah, B minor 1, yeah. We have up on the Patreon page, and it will be out on Spotify and everything on Friday.
It's called False Walls now.
But yeah, False Walls. It's called B minor 1. There's still level
Fine
3
with me.
songs that I don't know the names to.
Yeah. I have all those sessions. They seem fine. but they're much cruder names. Wow.
That's
You
cool.
get the idea. Yeah. There it is.
Yes. Somebody's asking if it's a concept album and all that kind of stuff. Yes. There's a concept. It's the same. It's the same old Last Chance to Reason concepts, dude.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Just get into the lore, man.
Guns and money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what we're all about, dude.
Are you the trigger finger or are you the bullet? Deep.
I don't know.
Oh, somebody was not that we're on the subject of bass, but somebody was asking about what the 6-string was. I answered it in chat, but I still have it. Still, it's this thing. It's this old bird. See that? There it is.
Yeah, baby.
There it is. I put a new set of tuners on it about 2 months ago. I don't know if you can see those, because my tuning pegs kept snapping off when I would go to tune, and so about half of them over its lifespan have literally snapped off. The first time that happened was on the Dying Fetus Volumes tour, and I had to use the homie from Volumes bass.
Yeah.
So that was a good time. And then 2 more since then. So I'm like, you know what? They're obviously going to all break. So time to get a new set. But that's respectable, though. I mean, the bass is how old now? Fucking
2007.
50.
Old enough to drink.
It's old enough to drink, yeah. No. I think it's old enough to enlist in the military, though. Yeah, I ordered it in 06, so 07.
It's your boy Anthony. I was working on your drums today. I was working on your drum mix for that Destination Dimension single we're working on.
Nice.
Yeah. Sounded slamming with that super tight snare.
Oh man, speaking of tight snares, you guys see fucking 311 did a Tiny Desk concert like a week ago.
I thought you were going to mention Naveen, but 311 it is.
Yeah, he's all about the tight snare.
I just hit you with that curveball. And Naveed's been putting out all kinds of shit.
Yeah, he is. Crushing it.
Fucking guy's a beast. May I ask what studio monitors and audio interfaces you guys are using? Oh shit.
Evan.
You guys you want to start with the real studios or the
I got
or my
a
shitty home studio?
Antelope Orion 32 HD and Genelec 8030 monitors. I think I might get new monitors this year for my big tax write-off.
What are you thinking about getting? I'm interested in this.
The either the Genelec, what are they, 83 51s or 83 41s?
Gonna stay Genelec?
Yeah. I like them. But they're expensive. The ones that are like a step up from what I have are really expensive. So
What's the size of what are yours, like 5-inch?
yeah, I think they're like 5.5. So I'd be moving up to like either 6.5 or 8-inch.
Yeah.
But it's a different model and it's a different series of them.
Yeah, it's not like the almost egg oval shape. They're rectangular, right? The one you're talking about getting.
Yeah, they're like they have a whole different thing where like the woofer and the it's like it's all put into one cone instead of being separate cones. It's like a whole new design that they did a few years ago. And they kind of
have a sub? Oh, I was gonna say, do you have a sub?
Yeah, I do have a sub. It's just like real low. I don't have it cranked or anything.
You generally have low listening volumes whenever you're working on stuff.
Yeah, and if somebody wants to crank it, if they're tracking, I just give them headphones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. I always kind of found that like a little weird and maybe not frustrating, but I'm like the total opposite, man. I want to fucking pound down some beers and listen to it loud as fuck, but that's just not the way Evan rolls, right? So it's just like, here, give me some headphones.
Well, I keep turning it up as the day goes usually, so I like to start like lower, and it's kind of usually like when you're working with a band, they want to keep turning it up as the day goes, so I don't want to start like already kind of loud and then just be like, and it's also they're circulating in and out and I'm in there the whole time, so my ears will get shot real fast.
Yeah.
And just listening to shit at low level anyway is a good idea. You know what I mean? You can really actually like hear everything more sonically.
Yeah, and I guess to continue that question, I'm just running Atom Audios, A7Vs, and then I just have an Audient ID 22, but then that is sent ADAT to a Cranborn Audio 500 ADAT, and then that's also my clock. So, and then I just got, preamps and equalizers and compressors in there. So.
You still got those old NS10s, Eric?
Yeah, they're HS8s, which are basically like the more consumer version, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you actually had NS10s. I forgot. But yeah, that's basically what they are.
I'm happy with them. I've been trying to incorporate a subwoofer, but the one that I had died a month ago or 2 months ago, so
Yeah.
kind of might upgrade my setup at some point.
Oh yeah, I am rocking the Atom sub too. I can never remember the name of it. I think it's a 7-inch sub.
Yeah, mine's just some consumer sub, and I have like a crossover setup where I kind of like EQ'd it so it's doing what I want it to be doing in the room. But I try not to psych myself out too much with that. I did the whole room measurement thing and stuff when I got set up in here, and then I just forget about it after. You get used to it. A lot of talk about loving the 311 Tiny Desk concert.
Say, man, people are interested in that shit. What can I say?
They've been popping up on my YouTube feed.
Yeah.
That's
So
probably why.
So I'm gonna answer my question right. We're gonna go with baby studios here. So the only thing that I don't have studio monitors. I just use my cans, and then real basic situation to record bass. I have probably the easiest recording job of all time. You just fucking plug direct and get a nice clean DI. So what we got for that is just the Audient i4 interface. So that was I bought that a few years back because Evan recommended it to me. And then yeah, that's pretty much it, man.
That one has the Burr Brown converters, right? Like the 22, I think.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good little piece of kit. Works fine for me. Sometimes I wish I had a little bit more. I don't know. There's one size up on it. That would be nice, but yeah.
Well,
Turnstile had a Tiny Desk concert. That's cool. I love those guys. Kainashi guys had a song that's working title was Turnstile, like quite a long time ago, and that's. I wish I remembered which one it was, but it's that's how I heard about those guys. And the Lobster asks if I'm playing Dragon's Dogma 2. That game looks really cool. I don't have a lot of gaming time right now with the little baby man.
Baby man.
Yeah.
Little baby man, dude.
He's almost a little, he's like toddler man, pretty much. He's on the verge of
Oh fuck
being
yeah.
a toddler.
He evolved.
Yeah.
Erupted from the chrysalis.
But the Lobster is, are you playing Dragon's Dogma 2? Is it really cool? If I didn't get super into the first Dragon's Dogma, will I like it?
Real quick, it's gonna turn into a gaming stream. We gotta abort.
Yeah. Well, we're kind of at the end of coming to the end of our stream time here anyway, our usual hour or so stream time.
Nice little play date. Yeah, does anybody have any questions or anything for Eric specifically, the rest of the band, before we wrap up? Is this just a dad band now? I mean,
Straight up dad rock.
not all of us have kids, so I'm not sure what the ratio needs to be achieved. Okay.
Well, 4/5 right in this chat right here is,
That's a quorum. All right, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a dad band.
and Chris has got like 8 kids, so
Yeah, that counts for something.
yeah.
You're only talking about kids we know about, you know. Like,
Yeah, man.
Oh, he knows. He just doesn't claim them.
yeah, that's the
Not supposed to be talking about that shit on the internet, guys. God damn.
one. Yeah.
Well, cat's out of the bag now.
Yeah, I'll be getting some letters pretty soon here.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming, Eric.
Yeah, thanks for
Yeah,
hanging out.
dude. Sorry I didn't have the other sessions pulled up, but
That's
I didn't
okay. We
actually-
mostly wanted to just do Archons today anyway.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So,
Sounds good.
but we'll probably I'll have some more songs for you to put keys on soon here.
All right.
Go to Hoogie Boogie Land.
That's right.
Yeah.
Straight to Hoogie Boogie Land. Set the controls for the heart of Hoogie Boogie Land.
LCTR X Contortionist tour someday? Question mark.
Ooh.
Bork 750.
Wait, what? 750?
Bork. That's the guy's name.
First thing is going to be getting a Contortionist tour together.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, yeah. No
Yep.
comment.
Yep.
Give us a call. It'll be the dad tour when that finally happens.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, there will be a lot of dads at that point.
Totally.
It's a lot of kids. Imagine bringing all the kids. Fucking hell.
Enough space in those bandwagon bays for a couple each. You know, we could definitely just
Throw a pillow.
Put some sleeping bags in there. They'd have a great time.
No.
just wall them off in the back of the trailer with like one band member every drive, and everybody just has to do duty, take turns.
Hell yeah, dude. That sounds like a blast. That sounds like a fucking movie. You can make a movie out of that. It's like a Sandler movie or something.
Yeah.
All right, sweet.
So I'm just gonna throw in. I guess this is. I'm just gonna throw in the chat. Will this let me do it under my YouTube? That's our Patreon. If you guys want to support us, that's the way to do it. All the music's coming out early on there. We're putting out notation for guitars. There's the stems for the songs, and we're doing stuff like this on a regular basis. So if you guys want to, you know, even if you just sign up for a month or whatever and then cancel, we appreciate it all. We'll have we should have some new merch relatively soon and stuff too, and some other announcements, and
yeah, and more video content in general too, that we've got filmed some behind the scenes stuff and in studio stuff, so definitely stay tuned for that. And sweet.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right, brother. Thanks again, Eric. It's good seeing you, buddy.
Thanks, y'all. Good to see you guys. Take care.
Later.
Later.